to my channel. So today I am going to be crocheting this cute little frog bag charm, and this is a pattern that I came up with, and if you would rather have the PDF file, you can buy it on my Etsy. I will leave a link in the description down below because I know some people would rather have it in writing, but if you want to follow along with me and make a frog bag charm, this would be a good video to watch. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a teacher, so if you don't know how to do these stitches, I would learn how to do these and then come back and follow along, because I do consider this to be a, beginner-friendly pattern, but you do need to know how to at least crochet before we jump in. But I hope you have fun crocheting this frog bag with me and following along. Before we start crocheting, let's grab the tools that we need. So first we need a crochet hook and some yarn scissors and also a tapestry needle so we can weave those ends in, and some safety eyes, but you don't have to if you want to just crochet eyes, and I use stitch markers and of course yarn. So let's get started. So I like to start with the eyes with the frog bag. So what we're going to do is make a magic ring and then single crochet 6 into the magic ring. And once we have our 6 single crochets in our magic ring, we can close the ring, and then we're going to want to increase 6 times around. So you'll end up with 12 stitches. And for the eyes, we're not going to keep increasing, so we're going to do all the way around single crochet 2 times. So I'll come back whenever I have my 2 rounds done. And here is what the eyes look like, and then you can just put the safety eye in somewhere in the middle of the eye, and you'll have to make 2. And then we can put these to the side and we can start working on the body of the bag. With a magic ring, single crochet 6 into the ring and then close it. And then the second round we are going to increase 6 times, so we'll end up with a 12 count at the end. And then we will keep increasing, so we'll do 1 single crochet increase and do that 6 times around, and then the next round 2 single crochet and increase 6 times around. So I'm going to put the rest of this part of the pattern up on the screen so you can see it and follow along, and I'll be back whenever I get caught up. Here's what mine is looking like after I have all my rounds done. You should have a 36 count by the end. So now we just need to single crochet all the way around. And I'm going to do this 8 times. Yes, 8 times. So it is a lot, but this is what builds the bag out. So after I get done with my 8 rounds, I will be back and we'll finish the bag out. Now my 8 rounds are done. I do think the bag is a little wide at the top, so I want to close it in. So we will start decreasing. And we only have 3 rounds left until we're finished with the bag. So this first round, we're going to do 4 single crochets and then decrease. And you're going to do that 6 times around. And then I'm going to put the last 2 rounds up on the screen so you can follow around. 3 single crochet, decrease 6 times around, and then the last round, 2 single crochet, decrease 6 times around. So you should have a count of 18 when you're done. So here's what my bag looks like with all the rounds done, but we don't want to finish it off just yet. We're going to want to make a chain. So this will be the strap or the handle of the bag. I did lose count while recording this, but I put in the pattern that you can change 75. You can make the chain as long as short as you want. It just really depends on how big you want your strap. When you get done chaining, please don't attach it just yet. We want to leave this loose because this is where the flower gets attached. So if you look at the bag that I have done, you can see that I kind of strung the chain through the flower. So let's leave this loose and we'll come back to the frog and let's get started on the flower. So you're gonna need yellow yarn for the middle, and we're gonna need to make a magic ring again, but this time instead of doing single crochet, we're gonna do half double crochet. So, well, I'm gonna chain 2 and do 11 half double crochet into the ring, and this is what it will look like. And then you want to increase around, so you should have a count of 24 when you get done with the middle of your flower. And when you have the middle done, this is what it looks like, and we can work on petals. And I want to do purple today. I usually do pink, but I was kind of feeling this color. So you want to attach your purple yarn, and this is where I may lose a few people, so if you have any questions, just please let me know. So in one stitch, you're going to do 3 half double crochets, and then do 2 slip stitches in the next 2 stitches. So 3 half double crochets in one stitch, following 2 slip stitches in the next 2 stitches. And it should look like this, and you should be able to count 8 bumps all the way around. And then when we have this done, we can move on to building the petals out. So first stitch, 2 double crochet, followed by 3 treble crochets in the next stitch, followed by 2 double crochets again in the next stitch, and then 2 slip stitches. And I have mine half done, so let me come back when it's finished. And here it is. If yours isn't laying flat like mine, you can always block it. I know sometimes, just depending on the yarn that I use, it's hard to get it to lay down flat, but this one's staying pretty flat. Alright, so let's assemble everything together. So first I like to put the eyes onto the bag, and I align them close to the top, and I like to put the eyes about 5 to 6 stitches apart, just depending on how far you want them from each other. And if you're having trouble trying to figure out where you want to put the eyes, sometimes I do like to use a stitch marker just to hold it in place so I can tell if it's, in the right spot. And I totally forgot to hit record whenever I sewed the eyes on and embroidered the cheeks on. You don't have to embroider the cheeks on, I do just think it looks cute, so it's just optional. But after I have everything sewed on, I can now get the flower on top of his head. So I like to take the chain and string it through the 2 rounds of the yellow part of the flower, just like this. And then I'm gonna string it through a little bit. And on the other side of the flower, do the same thing, take the chain and string it through the 2 rounds of the yellow. And then we're gonna wanna attach it to the bag kind of evenly across from where we started our chain after we get it strung through the flower. And I wouldn't pull it all the way through because you want it to be a little loose. Like once we have it attached, you can pull the flower up and down, and it shouldn't come off if you've tied it all the way down. You can kind of see how I do a loop to make a knot here. I'm really surprised I got this on camera as well as I did, because I know I've been getting off camera this whole time. But anyways, once you have the chain attached and the flower is on, your frog bag is done. Okay, and with that, we are done. So here is the one that I crocheted on camera with the purple flower. He's super cute. And this is the one that I already had done before I started this video. If you made one, I would love to see it. You can tag me on Instagram if you want to. I love seeing people's finished work. I'm not really sure how many tutorials I'm gonna do on this channel because I kind of want it to be more like my art channel. Like sometimes it may not be crochet, sometimes I could be painting, or sometimes I could be giving a room a makeover. So it just really depends on how I feel, because I don't want to force myself to make videos if I don't want to. But I am currently working on another pattern right now. This is the pattern I'm working on currently. It takes me so long to write patterns because it reminds me of being like in high school and having to write essays. So I'm trying to find an easier way to like write patterns, because I come up with stuff all the time, and like the writing part is what takes me the longest time. I told myself that I would have this done by the end of August, so that is the plan, and I will be announcing it on YouTube. I've been calling these cactus buns, so if you would like me to make another tutorial, I would love to do it with this pattern once I have it released. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you were able to make your own little frog bag. And if you would like to, you can subscribe to this channel, leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.